gained 10 pounds eating the red and the green M&Ms, bro. So quick I'll chop it up today. How you brothers been for the week, man?
Oh, we've been good, man. We've been
good.
Yeah. We can't ignore the ratings. I mean, this light skin thing is working for me and Derik.
I heard it's going market. Where do we start?
Yo. What's up? Welcome back to Let's Chop It Up. Please follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell for the notifications. And please, people, tell people about our show. We're only 8 subscribers away from getting to 500, that magical number that we need. We love the support that you always give us, but spread the word. It doesn't cost any money, so we're not selling that expensive popcorn. We're not doing that candy. We just need some likes and some subscribes. So we truly appreciate you all, and please get us there. We almost had our magical number, and just help us get us to that, and then just keep liking and subscribing. And also, comment. Make those comments, and as you see, we do reply to your comments, good, the bad, and the ugly. My brothers from another mother, man. How was your week, man? Derik, talk to me, brother.
Hey, man. All is well. All has been well for the most part. Just the usual quality time with the kids, trying to get that in as much as possible. Did a lot of arranging today, a lot of housework, a lot of big ass, honey-do list, you know what I mean? Knocking some of that stuff off. But I'm not feeling so well. I had to take off work today because yesterday I got my vaccine. All right.
What?
Got my first shot. Yeah, got my first shot. Anybody who knows me knows I'm very not really with it. And I'm still kind of feeling some kind of way about it. It was a business decision. I was not convinced that it was necessarily the best thing for me health-wise. I still have certain feelings around it. But like I said, it was a business decision. My kids, my middle son had to go and get vaccinated to go to school. I didn't want to have him out there by himself. And that was it, And so if you ask me, I don't want to spend too much time on that. But if you ask me, you got to do what you got to do. So, and I did it. So, I'll leave it at that. But other than that, I'm feeling a little tired from that, but I still had to do a lot of work around the house. But other than that, I'm well. Here with y'all on Let's Chop It Up again, the highlight of my week, and I'm ready to get it, man. So, love you guys. Let's go.
He got a middle of the week honey-do list, though. Usually they say that shit for when the football game come on. I don't know why that shit pops up on a fucking Saturday or
for some dumbass reason, right?
Always on Monday, and then if they forget some shit on Sunday, that shit show up on Monday Night Football night. I don't know what it is with that shit, man. I don't know why that honey. It never fall. You very rare. You got this one on a Wednesday.
Hey, man, you know what? I think it's in the wife handbook or something, man. You know what I mean? That's when they hit you. Hit them with it on the weekend for some reason. But now, my wife be looking out, man. So we had to take care of business anyway. We can push it off. My wife is my ride or die, man. So she understands me. So we got it.
Shout out to No Rest.
Yes.
Salute to the queen. Rodney, brother, how was your week, my man?
Well, first of all, I want to start off by saying happy birthday, Gerard. It's my oldest son's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, the big 2-0. So
oh damn, yo, I remember he was shitting on himself.
Yeah. yeah. So today's his birthday. I just want to say shout out to Gerard. Happy birthday. Love you, man.
Nice.
And hopefully you had an amazing day. The other thing in my week that wasn't too good, me and my wife were in a car accident. But we weren't hurt. Everything was good. I got some damage to my truck. But that's all material stuff. The most important thing is that we were okay.
Absolutely.
It makes me realize that the youth today are maybe a little crazy because at the accident, instead of jumping out and asking, "Is everybody all right?" you jump out the car, ranting and raving like you want to fight. It's just crazy.
He wanted to fight you?
Well, actually, his girlfriend wanted to fight. Which would have put him. Yeah, which would have put me in a bad would have put him in a bad position.
Yeah,
he must have saw you at 6. He must have seen Rodney at fucking 50 something with muscles.
No, I don't know what I don't. It wasn't him. Like I said, she got out the car ranting and raving because I think she was driving. He was driving her mother's car, which he probably wasn't.
She got a cash.
Yeah, she was about to write a check for him, and I think basically the account was empty, so the check would have bounced.
Yeah, didn't we just cover that at a football game? We just saw somebody.
Yeah. But you know, I'm just happy that nobody was hurt. They weren't hurt. Me and my wife wasn't hurt. Like I said, cars can be repaired and you can buy a new car. The other thing, me and my wife kind of felt that we dropped the ball with our youngest this week. She's shedding some teeth, and I don't walk around with a lot of cash, so I didn't have no cash in the house. My wife didn't have no cash in the house, and she put the tooth under a pillow, with this nonsense. But she knows that there's no tooth fairy, but she's just trying to cash out. But the thing is, when she woke up and there was no money under that pillow, basically I had to explain to her. I said, listen, the tooth fairy doesn't leave money anymore. They cash app it to you now. and you don't have a cash app. So basically, probably that's why you missed out. So,
I mean, put yourself on the hook for a phone.
I had to improvise. I was under pressure. You know what I'm saying? 7-year-olds put you under pressure, but basically we had to get this cash to her for this tooth. In other words. But other than that, my week has been good, and everybody's healthy.
Good. Glad to hear that.
It's so funny with these kids with this money thing with the tooth fairy, not knowing. Like they know it's no tooth fairy, but you still
want that paper.
Right.
Still want
that paper. Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Man, Kelvin, how was your week, man?
It was kind of bittersweet. I did this event about 2 weeks ago that I wanted to tell you guys about. My mother's maiden name was Jones. And so on my mother's side of the family, I picked 4 people in the family that are like older, probably in their 70s or better. And we just honored them. A lot of times we say when people pass away, we go in their funeral services and we wax poetic about what they meant to us. So I had an idea. Let's take some of the people that we respect and revere, that we deem as elders in the family, get them together and just do an award show to honor them and tell them all the things that we love and appreciate about them in real time while they can hear it. And so we did that, which was great. So my uncle was one of the people we honored, and that was on a Saturday, August 28th. The very following Saturday, his wife passed away. And so the great thing was the fact that we got a chance to spend time with her and the family and her kids. My cousins came up. And the sad thing, obviously, that she passed away, and they didn't know that'd be the last time they see their mother. So, I was glad that we did it. And I want to advise every family that gets a chance. It's an idea that may be worth looking into, to actually just take the people right now. I know we give them like those proverbial flowers where we can smell them, and that's become a cliche, but it's really, really good to do that. So if you can, go ahead and do that, but it's very, very tough. So we had a death in the family, and at least I had a chance to like hug and take a picture with my aunt right before she passed. So, that's pretty much what my week has been like, just trying to be there, very, very supportive and prayerful for my cousins and their loss. And at the same time, we had such a great week one week, and then such a tough emotional week the next. So that's pretty much how my week had been going. Other than that, everything is okay. Really getting excited about the football season coming up. My New York Jets will be going down to Carolina on Sunday for us to unleash Zach Wilson on the NFL.
Unleash.
So
strong words, boy.
He's the next guy up. He's the next guy. So if anybody wants to jump on the bandwagon, do it now. I see Rodney over there. Rodney, you got problems on your own with that offensive line, brother, with the Giants.
Okay.
I'll leave you to it. But this is New Zach City. This is Zach Smith Avenue.
I like that. New Zach City. There we go.
Wow.
There we go. Listen.
I'm gonna wait and see if you're gonna still have that same energy in the middle of the season.
I probably won't. So that's why
we're talking about now. Jets now.
Yeah.
Get in the season.
Yeah.
Jets
and I think because y'all won 4 Super Bowls, Rodney, are better than us. We just won the Super Bowl.
I mean, it kind of does make us better than you, Kelvin. It does. It's all about winning.
Right there,
it's all about winning.
You know what I'm saying?
And I'll be honest with you, I was at one of those Super Bowls, and it was one of the greatest experiences of my life.
I know it was, brother. I can only imagine. And I rooted for you guys because I hate the letters that spell the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
What's up with you, D? How was your week?
My week was slow motion, except for today, man. I mean, I already knew I had a with the doctor's appointment, and I already knew I had a torn meniscus, so I was able to set up my surgery for the 21st of September. So I'm gonna get this knee fixed. I'll get back on because
Wow, that's fast,
gaining weight because I can't move around, brother. This is painful.
Man.
This is my second torn meniscus, so it's like hopefully it'll work out soon. So that's my week. My week is really slow motion, man. And these freaking gnats in my house I can't get rid of, man. I'm just so annoying. I know a lot of people that got gnats now. I don't know what happened.
Gnats and ants are the thing that's running Queens right now.
Yeah. I don't know. 2020 started shit, but anyway,
and natives. I forgot about. I'm telling you.
But anyhow, man, since Kelvin, it's funny. You mentioned giving flowers. Like today, we want to make sure we give our brother Michael K. Williams his flowers. His brother that passed away. We all know him the best known for his role on The Wire, but his last big piece was a Lovecraft Country. But now the Boardwalk Empire. I mean, we can keep on going on for days and days and days about some of the great work they did. Peace to that brother, man. Rest in power. Love that brother, man. And it felt like it was like a family member when we all lost him, because we all saw, and we was all in our 20s probably when The Wire came out. It says Wire is like 25 years old, I think, or something like that now, right? Something crazy now.
Yeah.
So it's like we all loved The Wire, and he just first came on the scene with that and just took over the role. And to me, it was so dynamic with that role, is because for me it was his favorite role, because that's the first time we really saw the word like a homo thug. When people say homo thug, and we as heterosexual men across the board embraced that character.
Yes.
So it was, and it was like, no, it was different. He was flamboyant. He was a man still, even though his sexuality, he liked to have sex with the same sex, but no one saw that. We just saw him as the character, as Omar, and nobody focused on his sexuality. It was just about him and his struggle in the streets of Baltimore.
Yes. And the thing is, if you were a fan of The Wire, like I said, 9 times out of 10, Omar was your favorite character.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the homosexuality played very little role in you paying attention to his character. You just wanted to see him come out and do work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And how he just terrorized the neighborhood. I mean, he was the epitome of a shooter, of a thug. I mean, of somebody that was gangster in the street. I mean, no one has. I don't think nobody can play a better role of a street gangster than.
He was an apex predator, man. Let me tell you something. And I heard somewhere in an interview that it was actually his idea to play the character as a homosexual. They said something. He said it was something about it made him. To him, it said it made him a little bit more scary. Something about it. So I thought that was very interesting as well. Just an interesting decision from an acting standpoint. Genius actor though. Just a genius actor, genius talent. Was from a dancer, I believe, back in the days. He was. My wife actually met him and used to go on. They used to run in some of the same circles, and she used to see him quite a bit, and different. I guess what do you want to call it? Tryouts or whatever for different things. So she remembered him from then, and we're gonna miss that brother, man.
Yeah, definitely to me, such a layered character, iconic character. I think that will really, really be the crown jewel of his life's work. Also the thing that was interesting about that role was he was a modern day Robin Hood. He would actually rob the drug dealers, had no use for money at all, was more interested in protecting the community. So that's what it was, so it was really him up against whatever drug crew was, whether it's Barksdale or whether it was Stanfield. He was the one that was really, really trying to be there to kind of balance out the community and actually be a hero to the community. So yeah, I've watched some interviews with him. Very, very shocked, very surprised. I hate to see all these young entertainers, especially young Black entertainers, die. DMX 50 years old, Williams 54 years old. It's tough to see these men go out so early. But I'm glad they left us with something that will far outlive them. and have a legacy that they should be very, very proud of. Their family should really be proud of. And I'll miss the brother, but I thought he was very, very to the bone. I really appreciate his work.
Yep, down to earth dude, man. Like, I had an incident one time with him. Like I told you guys, we're on the phone calling. I had a phone call with him one time, and it just like this is when The Wire was like maybe season 1 or 2, and he was just it seemed like he was more excited here for me that that I recognized his work, and I was like, dude, you a star now, man. You big time. But he was like, and he was just very like humble and nice dude, man. So it's just like, and the thing he always gave lessons to young people, and he always gave little jewels, and he's always about community. He's always on the front lines with LGBTQ, with black stuff. He was always on the line for that, and it was giving little nuggets to younger actors. So I miss this dude.
I just want to piggyback on something that Kelvin said, like how he just his character used to just rob the drug dealers. His character followed the old school rules of the streets. He didn't touch civilians. It was just if you was in the game, then you was in the game, and that's the only people he dealt with. I mean, the streets have changed a lot since then, but it's just like he was the epitome of the code that they had on the street. Right. I just want to bring that up.
I saw this amazing video too of him with he was just dancing. I don't know if you saw him just dancing house music in the park, man.
Fort Greene Park, man.
Was it Fort Greene? All right, beautiful, man.
He's always in Fort Greene Park.
Yeah, man. I just thought that was amazing, man. No crowd, no nothing. Just people out there who just being himself, man. Just losing himself to it, man. So
he wasn't Hollywood. He wasn't. He loved the East Coast. He wasn't Hollywood. And for those that don't know, that scar on his face came from him trying to defend the young lady that some guy in a bar had overstepped, and he was trying to.
It was a party. I think it was a party in Queens. I think it was.
Okay, yeah, I just heard that he said it was at a bar, and some guy was trying to disrespect a woman, and he tried to step in. The guy, caught him with the razor. One of those where they shoot out their mouth type situations, but. That was a pretty deep scar. I'm seeing it. It looks even more pronounced now, but without the makeup, I guess. But yeah, so the brother will be missed. But
think about this is a lesson to young people. He took something that scarred him and turned it into something beautiful.
Correct. Correct. It enhanced every character that he played. You know what I'm saying? That scar played a role.
Yeah. So lesson to young people: whatever scar you when you're younger, can turn to be one of your best assets later on in life. To just learn from that lesson. That's all I'll tell people. That scar is not that scar is not. It's permanent on his face, but it didn't make him. It didn't change him.
He didn't allow it to define him.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah,
exactly. And one thing he said, I remember in the interview a while back, and he said one thing. He said, "Well, you gotta be thankful for." He said, "I'm thankful for my mother made me read." The simple thing. People was like clothes. He said, "My mother made me read."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Reading it helped him out so much. Took his career to the next level, man. So Kelvin, man, anything on your mind, man? I know we was talking the other day, man. You seem like something on your mind, man. What you wanted to get something off, but you said I'll tell you on the show. So what you got to tell me, man?
Well, I'll say this is a sweeping stereotype. I just want to say this, and I really believe this. I'm not just saying this, and I know this is going to sound very random. I don't understand why people still own minivans. First of all, I'll tell you this. People in minivans can't drive. And I don't care if you are a seasoned, great driver. If you step into a minivan, you're going to lose your power. It is something about the minivan that makes the roads dangerous. Now, I've always believed that the station wagon died because the minivan was born. But I think the minivan missed the cue. When the SUV came, the minivan was supposed to fade out, and it has outlived this time. So this is part of pet peeve. Because minivans have very, very bad vision, very sight lines. People always cutting you off in a minivan. They cannot see you. And usually the people in minivans, I don't want to, have a sweeping stereotype, taking their kids to some game or recital or something like that. And it's dangerous for the rest of us. So the minivan thing is bad. But I have to say who I commend. I commend and have the utmost respect for people who sell minivans. The fact that you are able to sell that today when people have a choice of an SUV that looks good versus this big square box that has no actually dexterity or agility or anything, I have to give them a lot of credit. But I could not stand the minivan. And I know that Damien has a super minivan somewhere. So
him and Simone riding the minivans together, man.
It's clinically proven that minivans sap testosterone. You know that, right? It just
The dudes don't want them. The dudes don't.
I like minivans, man. I like minivans. I love a town and country. I do. I like putting my whole family in them things, man.
Do they still even make a town and country anymore?
The fact that it's called town and country, right there says it all.
Yo, have you been in a town and country? They got a lot of gadgets and stuff, man. You put your cooler right there, and everything. I love a town and country, man. You got the cooler and everything. Put your feet up.
Oh my God.
Man, you can't recover those. I saw a guy try to put some spinners on it back in the days, man. I'm sure he legit had spinners on his minivan.
Yo, hold up. Think about what Wu-Tang said.
Let it go.
MPVs is fat because they had the BBS rims on those joints.
Now I get the MPVs to pass. They to me weren't really like a really going to me.
We love you, Simone.
That was different. But it's the Honda Odyssey that is the one that kills me. Like, I don't even think, if you know how to drive, I don't think they'll let you buy one.
That was funny, yo. That was funny as shit, man. I don't know, man. I love them shits, man. Maybe it's me. I'm just goofy like that. And shit.
I mean, you can't be really cool in a minivan.
No.
You can't pull up on nobody in the minivan and say you want to ride. They'll be like, no.
There's no way.
Man. You can't.
Only thing you can say is, yo, this all they approved me for. That's it. That's
it. Yo, my
car's in the shop. This is what he gave rental, right?
Oh, my cousin Cashley ain't watches. He love a minivan. He got a minivan right now.
For a minivan, they think you're a serial killer, man, or something, you know?
Yo, look what Tim just
Tony Robbins makes minivan drivers feel better about themselves. Return preview, old school. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You've seen it before, Simone. Right? Yeah. I couldn't believe it.
Yo, and then the rims cost more than the minivan.
Exactly.
The minivan got a deep storage trunk.
Buy these rims, you get your free minivan.
So you don't like the two doors open on the sides?
Nah.
It just ain't cool. All right, I mean, new one they can come out with
captain seats.
If you're doing a dollar van, that's cool with the doors riding on the side. But, I mean, it's just not cool, man. Like, you can't be a cool dad in a minivan, man.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You know what it is? They got to bring back the big van like your uncle used to have. Drive down south with a bed.
Now we talking custom vans.
Oh, the big van?
A custom
Give
van.
me that. Give me the custom van.
Custom van was the shit. You got a fridge in that joint. You know what I'm saying? My man got the striped shirt on back home. Yo, Derek, let me give you a note. Anybody that wear a striped shirt on Next 48 did it. So he might have killed somebody.
If you had a minivan, yeah, you have a point. I promise you.
Them old custom vans. If the van is rocking, don't come a knocking. Remember that?
That's right.
Shout out to my man.
And my dad had one. That's how I learned how to drive. And boy, when I was coming out of high school, the bed in the back. Oh my God.
Yeah, the couch into a bed. Yeah.
I might buy me a custom van, man. I want to be the family man. I love them shits, man.
Well, the thing is, if you buy a custom van in this day and time, you'll probably go bankrupt from paying for gas for it.
That is fucking true.
The gas on those things were crazy back then.
That's true. They gotta get a gas. They gotta get an electric one soon.
Yeah, they gotta get an electric one or a hybrid
custom. Word up. We gonna get us a van crew like they had back in the day.
There you go. You need a fan club. There you go. Van club. There we go. Let's get it. Well, that's something that you're supposed to do anyway when we hit 50, man.
What fan club is for a bunch of uncool old men? You know that, right?
What was the purpose of the ladder in the back?
To get on the roof.
We never put that on the roof, though.
Yeah, you never put that on the roof.
Oh my God, that's some funny shit. Let's see what's on the chopping block tonight. See, first up on the chopping block tonight, Central Park 5 member Yusuf Salam to run for Harlem State Senate seat. That brother right there is a very, very intelligent man. He would have probably been on his way when he was in high school when he got nabbed for that BS charge, man. Thoughts, brothers?
I think he epitomized what you just said a moment ago about young people taking something that's a scar and then using it to propel you to something great. And I think it has come full circle for him. I think that is almost a natural progression for him to get in politics, to have a chance to do something about policy and to help with change, especially what he experienced. And so I've always believed, that old adage, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I think that is going to be very, very crucial for him to go and walk in this new endeavor. I commend this brother, and he's a survivor, and so are the other gentlemen that were friends of his that went through that heinous miscarriage of justice. So I commend that brother, and I look forward to him doing great things. And as far as him, if I could speak to him directly, I'd say, listen, don't stop there. Keep going straight to the top. Don't have any limitation.
Hey, man, you know what, Kelvin? You said something, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That brother is Superman right now. His arms, his muscles, he is ready for anything that comes, man. When you can overcome something like that, there is no kind of nasty politics that somebody can say about you or think about you. There's nothing that can be said there's nothing that can be said about you that's worse than you already went through. He's built for that job, man. He's completely built for that job. So, hats off to that brother. I hope he goes a far way with his political career, man.
Yeah. Well, I have much respect for the Central Park Five. Like we just said, knowing what they went through and to know that you were basically convicted of a crime that you did not commit. And then have it makes it seem like the whole world was after you. You know what I mean? And to basically look at this country and see what they did to you. I mean, it's a miracle that they didn't cave in and maybe do some serious damage to themselves. Like maybe a lot of people could have committed suicide over something like that. You know what I'm saying? Not to go through that, and then be in jail for that type of time for something you did, and you in there with real criminals, and they were like young kids, man. And what they did and how people's careers got catapulted off of this case is unbelievable. But we thank God that they basically were eventually proven to be innocent. And it just goes to show you how they can move the goalposts, because DNA has convicted so many people.
Yeah.
Hands down, there was no DNA in this case. And it was almost impossible for it not to be DNA in that case if they were there. You know what I mean? And they basically still just convicted them on confessions that they were forced into.
Right.
They're the reason they changed the rule with dealing with juveniles. For the NYPD, you can't question juveniles a certain age without parents present and stuff like that, and also putting juveniles in lineups as well. But very, very, very sad. But like I said, those brothers have gone on and they're living their lives. They've started families and now possibly a political career. I think that's amazing.
Hey, Rodney, you said something just now. You said that look at all the people, the politicians, people who built their careers off of that case.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And just marinate for a second on the powerful people who were involved. Think about it for a second, how much Trump involved himself. You had a future president.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, there were powerful people that were coming for these brothers, man. You know what I mean? And you have to see them overcome that mentally. You know what I mean? It's just incredible to me.
Yeah, Trump took out
the raid against them was just
he took out some ads in the paper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wanting them to be wanted them to get the death penalty. And even after he became president and they were proven to be innocent, he never apologized, nor would he. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just kept making them live. The district attorney, I think one of the ADAs or the district attorneys, she wrote books about it, and her career got catapulted.
Yeah.
And one of the detectives, I don't think he's alive anymore. He used to be on Channel 9. I think he used to be a reporter. I think his name was Sheehan. But his career was catapulted as a result of that case as well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rodney. You about to say something?
No, I'm just saying that it's sad. And like I said, these people know that case was bogus, but they still push through because of the pressures of catching somebody, because Central Park is sacred ground. So you commit a crime in Central Park, the political the political comeback from that is tremendous, because you got rich people living over there.
Yeah, Simone says, why does it seem to be the easiest to tell lies against black people? Because we're low-hanging fruit, Simone.
And that's why, exactly. because they see us as being expendable. They look at it as these 5 young black men's lives mean nothing, where ours means everything. You know.
Yeah.
And
plus, we don't hold people accountable. We don't. We let people off the hook a lot.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, I actually studied this case, and if you applied some common sense, you would kind of see that they were railroaded, because what happened to the Central Park jogger was very tragic, and I'm not trying to take any of that away. But the thing is, if you've seen like pictures of the scene from her being beat, there was blood all over the place. None of these kids had a drop of blood on them. There was no way you could have not got blood on you. As horrendous as that scene was, there was no DNA left. And then they just kept changing the story. Okay, they didn't rape her, but they were there, and then it just kept changing. But a very, very sad situation. But I'm glad these brothers stood strong, and they were able to basically still build some sort of lives after this. They didn't even. Oh, another thing I want to add: they didn't even want to give them their money. Even Bloomberg didn't want to even give them. They didn't get their money until De Blasio gave it to them.
And that's like a drop in the bucket. What was it, like $5 million a piece or something?
The total was 41 million they had to split.
So another. Before I move to the next thing, but I just want to make y'all recognize the greatness. Michael K. Williams was in that, playing the father.
Yeah, he was. He was in that.
He was in that too. That man was no joke, man.
Yeah. Anybody that doesn't know the story, there's a documentary called The Central Park 5. I recommend that people watch it. And there's also a movie on show on Netflix. It's called When They See Us. It's just the Central Park 5 story.
Shout out to Keisha. She said she grew up with 3 of them. We always knew they were innocent. Wow.
Yeah, they were innocent.
Like? Yeah.
All of them on the rise.
Keisha let them know they got an open invitation to come on anytime.
Yeah, absolutely.
They took advantage of them too because they were poor. They couldn't hire proper attorneys. I think one of the attorneys that represented them, he was like a real estate attorney or a businessman or something like that. It was a steamship on these 5 individuals.
Oh yeah.
All right. Speaking of more, the Justice Department to protect women seeking an abortion in Texas. So the Justice Department is trying to protect women in Texas, trying to make it a federal. They're trying to look at what they can do federally against what's going on in Texas. People who don't know, Texas just made a rule policy that women can't have abortions past 6 weeks, even if they're raped or have insects. Somebody raped them in their family, anything like that. And they're penalizing if you take them to the abortion clinic, Uber drivers or whomever. Any thoughts, gentlemen, on the Fed?
I'm uncomfortable with people dictating to women how they should take care of their bodies. I think that's their personal choice. And I think that has really nothing to do with my religious belief or conviction. I just think it may not be theirs. And I think they have a right to do with their body what they should be the governors of their own bodies. I think those choices should be between them and or their spouses, however they deem it necessary. So I'm not comfortable with legislators dictating to women how they should handle these matters.
I agree. You know what I want to know? I want to know the statistics on people that are pro-lifers that are for something like this. I want to know how many kids they adopt. That's what I want to know. Because the thing is this, you want everybody to have a kid, but I want to know if these parents that's not able to take these kids and I want to know how many kids you're willing to adopt. That's what I want to know.
Right. And these are the same people that once they have the children, them are the ones locking them up. They don't care about the kids once they get them here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the thing is, I'm pro-choice. I mean, I agree 100% with Kelvin. A woman should be able to make that decision. It's her body, and she's the one that's going to have to raise that child. And sometimes you may not be in a position to be a mother or that time, or there may be issues there, and they should be allowed to make that decision themselves. Yeah.
And the feds, hopefully the feds can figure out something to help out what's going on in Texas. Texas needs to be his own country, whatever. So when Sally said something,
Texas wants to take away abortion access, but against social services to raise them. That's the point. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, once they're here, you don't give a damn about them, So, no social services and all that other stuff. The adopt services, Cinderella situations.
You think this has? I don't know the numbers on white women having abortions compared to black women or Spanish women or whatever. But is this about maybe the country turning kind of darker?
Oh, definitely is. That's a definite.
Yeah, I've always suspected that.
Yeah, they playing the long game. They know what's coming. They know how the data is supposed to change in 2034, which is only right around the corner.
I would like to know, like, what nationality of women are have the highest abortion rate. That's what I want to know.
And here the other thing: in the white neighborhoods, they have more fertility places for white women that can have babies, and in black and brown, they have the abortion places. They want white because they want white women to have babies and to have all these access to these treatments to help them have babies. But my thing is, why don't these white men, who's always for this stuff, mostly white men, don't you all get vasectomies? You go if you don't want to have babies now, you can always say, "No, I don't want to have no babies now." Tie your shit up, then untie your shit later on. It's like tying your shoe. So, you know what I'm saying? Like
I think it's a little bit more painful than tying a shoe.
I know it is, but it is. But if you don't,
but D, you're always so creative with
exactly.
These analogies are very they're clever.
Listen to me. If you don't want to trip, you tie your shit up. If you want to get loose, let your shit loose, and then you bust all over the place. But that's what I'm just trying to say.
I don't care how you try to steer it. He gonna get back. He gonna
It's gonna go right back, man.
And Melvin said 6 weeks is not long enough. Yeah, because sometimes some women don't even know that they're pregnant.
Exactly. I think it was one of these TV show people, lady. She didn't know she was pregnant for 7 months because sometimes women spot and women y'all got chime in and think it's their period still coming and stuff like that. So
you said 7 months?
I think she was 7 months. I think it was.
Damn, the baby almost here. You don't know you're pregnant at 7 months. The baby here. The baby's almost walking.
Listen, hold up. I'm gonna tell you a true story real quick. I'm trying to get a story. I know two really heavy set women that didn't know they were pregnant. I'm not going. If I tell the whole story, somebody my family gonna get upset.
I know what you're talking about.
I know you're telling the truth.
Yeah, they were so big. One person, the doctor was complaining about gas. And they went, I thought it was cramps, and went to the doctor, and he said, "Oh," he's a little Asian doctor. "Oh, you're pregnant." And he said, "What?" He said, "What?" He said, "It's a head right there." And they didn't know. I know two heavy set women that happened to, bro.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
Simone, a little touch, Simone. I'm crazy, Simone. Yeah. Bear with me.
D, why did you do that voice for the doctor?
Rod, I gotta blame you too, Rod. I mean, you and
Rod be feeding the beast. Rod feeds the beast. Rod feeds the beast.
I just want to know why did you do that voice for the doctor? I don't know.
People do not have me and Rodney in the same party
like
together.
That.
Don't have me and Rodney in the same party. I'm telling you now. If y'all crack jokes, we're gonna roast y'all. I'm just giving people fair warning. It happened before. Anyhow, we got to move on real quick. Mexico Supreme Court rules that abortions is not a crime in the country of Mexico, unlike what was going on in Afghanistan and now in Texas. They rule it not a crime, and these talking about a really religious country. And now the data, not saying the data, people are saying that now women from Texas might start going to Mexico that's past 6 weeks to have these abortions. Thoughts?
Wow, that's something else. Imagine them creeping across the border and trying to get into Mexico, man, to have that. But it's completely possible because before we had abortion, before we had these people, women were, killing themselves trying to have abortions, literally, you know what I mean, in these little back, woods places and whatnot. So it's completely possible that could happen, especially in the Texas border. So something's got to be done about that really bad when people. Really seriously, when people are sneaking over to Mexico, man, so
I just hope that women would be careful with those decisions, because we know that when there's something like
dental, I didn't know that they're going out for dental. Why not? You know what? I can believe that because there are a lot of there are a lot of these countries that have socialized medicine, and you can go there, and you can get it's cheaper to go get some dental work, or so I can believe that,
Yeah, if you can create a black market for something, then people are gonna capitalize off it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not in favor of going out of the country getting any of that stuff done because I've seen people go there for cosmetic surgery. I'm gonna just have to save for real. I need some different protections. I can't front. So I
wouldn't even leave the country for a haircut, not no Mexico. You don't know what you might come back with. I don't trust stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. If I
I
don't
know
speak the language, I'm really concerned a lot of times. Remember that thing when people was waking up in a tub with ice and their organs was gone and stuff? I'm not, I'm really not comfortable with that. I just have to work harder. I got to do that over time.
The two things you go to Mexico for: you go to Mexico for tequila, and you go for good weed. That's it. You don't go there for
and a burrito.
And a burrito. You don't go.
That's three things.
That's what you go for. But if
you got good weed in Mexico?
Oh, I mean, word is on the street.
Okay. You wouldn't know.
Yo, I'll be totally honest with you. When me and my wife just got back from Miami not too long ago, and a lot of people wearing thongs. There's a lot of botched booty jobs that people are walking around with trying to save some money getting plastic surgery.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like you got one ass cheek bigger than the other, and you wearing a thong. Like you can't see your own ass, so I don't know if they realize it or not that their booty has been botched. You know what I mean? But it wasn't good. I saw some quality stuff down there, but I saw some botched booty jobs down there too.
Yeah. I'll tell you one thing. If it was up to men had to get abortions, men would be so embarrassed to go to barbershops to get abortions, cigar lounges. Men be pussies like that. So we would have done some other shit. It would have been messed up with men.
Cigar lounge abortions.
You know how men are. We know how we are, man.
Yeah. But Melvin's right. The DOJ is supposed to be stepping in to fight this too about Texas.
Yeah. We'll see. Hope it happens, man. But other political news. Political insider Larry Elder says slave owners should get reparations. This here
nocturnal animal.
Nocturnal animal. Thank you, Derek, for getting it. I almost slipped up. Thank you, Derek, for curving me right there, helping me out, brother. Because I'm about to say some other shit. For people who don't know, he is one of the leaders of that whole recall count out there in California. Mm-hmm. He's a sellout dude. I wouldn't even give him a call. Uncle Tom was a good dude, so I'm not gonna say he's a sellout dude that you might see on Fox News and Candace Owens cheerleading his punk ass on. Any thoughts, gentlemen, on this? Well, first before I want to say, white men were given reparations when slavery was over. Let's keep this a buck, people. They were all given money by your man Abraham Lincoln, and they all given reparations. To this day, black people are the only ones in this country has never received reparations.
Never received a dollar.
Never received a dollar. So all that with the white man, he need to go to school and learn his history lessons on that.
Well, you can't convince me a guy like this is not doing this intentionally, just like Candace Owens. They're intentionally doing it. This is way they make their money. You know what I'm saying? They put out a narrative to white America because, like I say, when certain things come out of a person that people consider to be a black person, they take it in. They say, look, a black person saying it. It's got to be true. And it's what they want to hear. So this is just another guy, poor misguided soul, that is basically just trying to capitalize off the right and make his stake in trying to get elected. That's all this is about. He'll say whatever he has to say to get the white vote.
He's not misguided. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's very guided.
He's exactly still misguided.
He's right there. He's on code, Derek.
No, he's completely misguided with his morals. You know what I'm saying? His morals and his scruples are effed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's I believe that.
Yeah. Because the thing is, when you go out there and purposely spew some BS to people, your morals and scruples are twisted.
Yeah. No, he's just selling people out. He knows there's money in that. And as you said, there's big dollars in that. So he's going to do what he needs to do. He'd sell his mama if he had to. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, so this is the thing. While I dislike Larry Elder, I feel a sense of peace and joy knowing that he has to remain in this black skin, and there's nothing he can do about it. No matter what, that's punishment. I mean, no matter what he tries with all his effort to separate himself from it, but he's got to live. That's the stain that he wears every day of the community that he just cannot stand. So he wears the stain of the community that he has disdain for. And to me, there's just something rewarding about that to me. So Larry Elder, every time you look in that mirror, I know it's painful. But guess what? You thought you was different, huh, Snowflake? Because you're going
to... man. The sad part, the way out is so simple. Just love yourself, man. Just go ahead and love yourself. Love on yourself, man. The way out is so easy. No,
No,
but it might as well be 100 miles, 1,000 miles.
He's from Compton. He's from Compton, and he grew up, I think, probably despising the black plight and black people. And so he just looked and saw white America and just, fantasized about what it would be like. So if you can't be them, just be an advocate for them. He has never one time sided objectively with the black community with any issue.
No,
not one time. He has never done it one time. And he always says any black person that complains about racism, he always says that they're pretending to be victims. And his exact words was, racism is not a problem in America anymore. You know what I mean? And so for someone to be that had their head in the clouds like that, to be that dismissive of people's plight, it's just not objective. It's erroneous and it makes no sense. So that's the last I can give him any acknowledgement on this platform personally. He's just a non-factor to me.
If a little black girl won a spelling bee, he'd probably be complaining that there wasn't more white girls on there. You know what I mean? So
Kodak Black received a cease and desist from Housing Authority for donating AC units to projects. Kodak Black, I mean, we get on certain things. He did a good thing here, but misstep. Thoughts, gentlemen?
He did a fantastic thing. I think and you said it right. His heart is in the right place. I don't like his music. I couldn't tell you a single Kodak Black song. I couldn't tell you nothing about it, and he looked crazy to me. But but when he stood tall, when it was time to do it, he looked out for his community, and looked out for the people, man. And I gotta give him kudos on that. So whatever it is, I'm dare I say I'm now a Kodak Black fan of sorts. You know what I mean? So he made a great impression on me.
I agree. I think it was a great act. I thought it was really nice of him. I just got one issue with it. I don't know how high those projects are, but people might start putting them air conditioners in the window and they start falling out, start raining air conditioners in the project.
That's I think the reason is, Rodney. I think that's number one.
But that's the only problem I got with it, because if people don't know how to install an air conditioner and you on the 6th floor, that air conditioner fall out the window and hurt somebody.
Well, he's in Florida, right? He's in Florida.
Yes.
I don't think they have projects like we have. I think it's a little more like.
No, I just asked. I don't know.
I think they might say if they go even 3 stories, a 3-story 15,000 BTU air conditioner in there. Out of here.
Well, that's the thing. No, 100 BTU air conditioner coming from the 3rd floor, you out of here.
Right. Well, this is the thing. First of all, I think he probably received that because of the liability, like Rodney alluded to. The liability is probably an issue. Secondly, while it is commendable, when you are an entertainer and you have people around you, there's certain procedures that you hire people that they understand the protocol. So when it comes to an agent or a manager or an attorney or something like that, put it in their hands. Let your publicist make it known that you're doing this if you want the public to know that it's you for publicity. Mm-hmm. But you want the procedure handled right, because you don't want to have a good deed and then all of a sudden the people have to take all of the stuff back and the people still can't use it. So there are procedures and protocols that all of us would have to deal with. If you want to give something to somebody, you want to donate something, sometimes you just got to go through those checks and balances. So I do think it's commendable because, as you said, his heart was in the right place. But you want to make sure that you can utilize all the things you want to do, utilize all your resources to help people as much as you can.
So not a case of him just not wanting black people to come up. It's just, just a administrative issue. Is that what you're saying?
No, it could be. Both could be true. Both could be true. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is you can't allow that narrative to play out. You can't if someone is against you giving something, you need to make sure that they don't have the leg to stand on. Right. You know what I mean? There's certain things that they do, because we all know bureaucracy it does exist, it's real. But we just want to make sure that these people, so it's nice if you give somebody, because his attorney's statement was, and he reprimanded them saying, we're trying to give people, we've been in a pandemic for nearly 2 years. These are elderly people that have been sitting there in the sweltering heat and they need relief, and you all are fighting over, procedure. You know what I mean? And so what I'm saying is they could actually pull all this stuff and make it illegal for the stuff to go in there, then you're even worse off. So what I'm saying is you want to do that old adage, you want to measure twice and cut once. And that's just the reality. So again, I think it's commendable. But again, when you're dealing with social services and anything, they have so much red tape, it's unreal. You know what I mean? And so, I'm sure D, that trying to help people and help kids,
Oh yeah.
probably can't go to somebody's house and give them something or that's some infraction or something ridiculous. But
No, you're right. You're right. Even though one time I got recommended. When I go to the next thing, I got recommended for buying a young person some Timberland boots. A 9-year-old boy, I bought him some boots and it was snowing, and they got on me for that. So it is. I mean, Rodney's right about the liability with those things. Also with the power with those things. If all the power generated could blow out, start fires inside those walls. So it's a whole bunch of stuff with that. So, but it's messed up. The Kodak Black is taking the heat from this. It should be the city that he's trying to put those air conditioners in the housing unit.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But his intentions were well.
His intentions were well.
Absolutely.
Very honorable.
So somebody looks like a little bit like a white version of Kodak Black. Dwayne Dog Chapman says he had he has a pass to use the N word, but isn't racist. He is quoted saying, "I have more friends than Eminem." Gentlemen,
he has more black friends.
Black friends than Eminem. Sorry, more black friends than Eminem. Gentlemen, what is it worse? I can't be a racist because I have black friends, or I don't see color. I'm gonna let you guys go first.
I think what's worse is I can't be a racist because I have black friends. I think I've heard that because I think people fundamentally believe that. I mean, the I don't see color thing is just, to me, window dressing. But to me, I can't be because people really feel like, because your black friend could be Larry Elder, which he can't even stand black people. So just because you're friends with him, you guys may just agree on every point. You know what I mean? So
I think I don't see colors worse personally, because there's a certain almost obliviousness to in that there's like a complete absence of consciousness. You know what I mean? Like you can't, at least if you say I can't be racist because I have black friends, you can fix that. You know what I mean? Like at some point you can have an epiphany and go bang. But if you don't see color, you know what I mean? I feel like it's just a harder gap because it's not even on your radar. You haven't even gone through the epiphany stage, or
I mean? You don't even know what you don't know. Any other race though, couldn't it?
Huh?
Say it again.
I don't see color. Could it be you don't see Asians? You don't see
it could be anything.
I'm gonna join with Derik on this one. Know why I say that? Because that's the most bullshit thing. So you don't see the color that you dye in your hair. You don't see the color of the shirt to match your pants. You don't see the red light, green light. That's some bullshit.
That's some bullshit. Interesting fact. We actually had one of our previous guests, Garrett Taylor, actually wrote a book, a children's book. I Don't See Color by the same title, dealing with just that issue, but addressing it with children. So yeah. I mean, just doing the Lord's work, man. Just turning minds on. So I think that's worse.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rodney.
I'm going to start with I don't see color. First of all, only people that don't see color is people that are colorblind.
Yeah, blind people.
Or blind people.
Yeah.
I think that when you hear white people say I don't see color, I think it's basically this thing that it's like a shield that they put up, where it actually reveals that you are racist. That's why you're saying something ridiculous like that. Because I'm black and I see color. I see that you're white. I see that you're Asian. I see that another person is black. I mean, to say something like that is absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And like I said, unless you're blind or colorblind. As far as Dog saying he has a pass to use the N-word, I'm going to tell you clearly, any white person that wants to use the N-word is a racist, period.
Right.
The other thing about too is I have black friends or whatever. I always had a problem with that statement. And I used to work in the police department. And I used to hear white cops say it. The real way you should say it is I have friends that just happen to be black. You shouldn't say I have black friends because you're putting their race first. So to me, right there, you're still throwing them in a separate category from your other friends. So I'm going to tell you as a white person that wants to use the N-word, continues to use the N-word, he's absolutely a racist.
But see, the reason I don't go with the I don't see color thing because it's not literal. It's figurative. It's not literal. They don't mean it literally. They're saying that in other words, the color your complexion does not affect how I look at you, which may or may not be true. To me, what I'm saying is when you say I can't be a racist because I have black friends, in other words, you think having a black friend or so that would be like the slave owner saying I can't be racist because I got black children. because I raped a black slave. Like, so to me, that's why I make that distinction as far as that's concerned. As far as the N-word is concerned, this is what I'll say, and I just believe this. The N-word is what it is because we haven't closed the door on it. In other words, there are plenty of people who do not like Jewish people, but they know better than to say a Jewish slur. There are plenty of people that do not like gay people, but they know better than to say gay. We have put this word in play. We keep the ball in play. We put it in music. We put it in pop culture. So people feel justified. I remember one night I went out when I was working at the airport, and I went out with some Dominican dudes, and this guy was saying the N-word the whole night. And I mean, he and I almost got into it. And the truth of the matter is, he was like, I don't mean it like that. I mean it whatever. And what I'm saying is, the term is not coined to people that look like you. It's coined to people that look like me. But the problem is, if it's in the music and lyrics and all that stuff like that, and if people feel deputized, then the dumbest thing to me was to change the spelling of the word and act like it's a term of endearment, which I thought was absolutely ridiculous. To be like, we took the power away from the word and took it back. In other words, the word needs to be expelled, period. You know what I'm saying? And I have never one time in my life said that word around a white person, and I shouldn't say the word at all. And then when fireworks go off at midnight, I can't front. I don't do that. I mean, that's why I came up with native. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do think the reason people continue to use the word is because there is no repercussion to using the word. That is the bottom line. So that's why a person is able to get away with that. If you say a Jewish slur, you probably committed career suicide. If you say a Jewish slur, your business is probably going to be shut down. You see what I'm saying? And so we don't make it like that. So the word should actually be exterminated, but I think we keep the ball in play. I remember there was a thing where one of the rappers, the kid that's really nice in California, the lyricist, I forgot his name. He's probably one of the best lyricists.
Kendrick Lamar.
He calls a white person on stage, a white girl on stage, to do one of his songs. And when she gets to that part, he's like, "Oh, hold on, I don't. We need to remind that you can't do that." Well, you wrote the lyrics, and now you ask her to come up and recite the lyrics, and that's the bottom line. So, to me, we have to be the ones to actually, change, the narrative with that word. As far as this guy is concerned, the way he looks, I mean, I see exactly what it is with him. You know what I mean? But I think we got to do a better job of kind of governing our community as it pertains to that word. Yeah,
and we got to realize too that rap played a huge role in making that word mainstream.
Yes,
played a huge role.
That's right.
And the thing is, rappers are going to continue to say it because it helps them sell records, and that's exactly what it is. You're using this word, which is you're actually making the word infectious. You're continuing to spread it. You're spreading it out like a cancer, so it's going to continue to grow. And that's what you're doing to sell records. And the record companies love it, and they're going to always be okay with it. But like I said, you can have a rap record. You could talk about drug dealing. You could talk about shooting. You could talk about the N-word. But let you say something about somebody else in that record, and you're going to have a problem.
That's right. You remember Michael Jackson did the History album, and he said, "Jew me, sue me."
They killed
every single copy off the shelves. But yet, Jennifer Lopez says the N-word and nothing happened.
They blocked the Stacked Chips lyrics on the Benjamins by the Locks, all the other shit on the song passes. Yeah,
Sheik Luch. I think it was Sheik Luch.
It was.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, the word is synonymous with hip hop at this point. You know what I mean?
But the ridiculous thing is, we took the power away, so the spelling with an A instead of an ER is just the dumbest thing. It's really the dumbest thing. You know what I mean? I remember Jay-Z got on an interview and he's like, "Yeah, we took the word and we changed it. We took the power away." I'm like, so if you take a young lady and call her stupid her whole life, did she grow up and call herself stupid and change and put a silent E on the spelling of it? Now she's taking the power. It's absolutely asinine to me.
But think about how awkward it is, let's say, for white folk. If you're a white person, you like hip hop, right? Because they love hip hop, right? You get to that part of the, of the song. What do you do with the word? Would you not say it? No,
they say it. They say I've been places where I see them say it.
Right, but if they're in public, they're looking around. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I've been on vacation, seen a certain song come on, white people dancing, and they absolutely say that part in the song.
Right.
Absolutely say
it's part of the song.
Yeah.
I tell you, it's part of the song. Yeah, and
Mhm.
you can't argue with it, man. So you know, how much can you argue with it?
Because they're saying if you're saying it, then it must not be anything wrong with it. You don't look at it
It's a very awkward
as a
situation,
derogatory
man.
term. So
Yeah,
why
it's a
should
very awkward conversation.
We just want to tell Dog you can't say that shit. If you say it around us, we're gonna smack you in the mouth. But
yeah, absolutely.
we gotta go
We
to
don't like
commercial
hip-hop.
break, and please remember, like, subscribe us, and also we only 8 followers away. Tell somebody, tell a friend to tell a friend. It don't cost any money to give us 8 more to get to 500. Help the brothers out.
This is actually 8D. This.
No, I just want number 8. I was about to say 5.
No,
you ain't let me.
like
Yeah, we need to get 500. Gonna go. I can't go like this twice.
You got
I'm gonna
it,
go double 5. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to do that. But we're trying to get to that 500, man. Like, subscribe, please, 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 please. And for those who don't know, we go to commercial break because old people like us got to go to the bathroom. So Jamie, take us to commercial, please. Welcome back. I hope everyone found somebody to subscribe to our channel and give some likes, man. Just give some likes. Go to our old stuff and give it some likes. Help the brothers make them all. Go to all the old stuff. Show somebody our old stuff we have fun at, cracking jokes. You know, talk about me and my female products that I like to use. You know, the Zab Judah interview. You know what I mean? So,
is that the toilet? Is Terry taking a shit?
Oh, damn. I left the mic on?
Oh, shit. Oh, damn. This is crazy.
Oh, man.
Now, why'd you take the mic with you to the bathroom, though? That's the only thing. But that's another subject.
It's a powerful mic.
Well, I hope you wash your hands. Hands look a little dry. Man, we got a special guest tonight, man, and you know, brothers celebrating brothers, man. We about to give this brother his flowers tonight, man. We got our brother Razul Talib. I hope I'm saying this right, brother. Don't get on me, man. People, I'm hoping you mention the name of man, our brother Razul, the author of Your Coffee Strategy and founder of Belancing.com. Brother, can you bring our brother in tonight? Our brother Razul in tonight, brother. Yo, what up?
Hello.
Put that brother in the middle. There we go. How you doing, brother?
There we go.
How you doing, brother?
Can everybody hear me okay? Is the audio okay?
Hey, good.
Fantastic, brother.
Good, man.
Excellent.
Right,
Thank you so much.
You got some money. You got some good sound in there over there, man. You must got money. This audio coming nice and clear, boy.
All right, great.
He even got the thing that blocks the spit from hitting the mic. That's pretty cool.
Man. When I say he got his own money, I mean he
bringing the
got
whole
his own money.
Hey, I'm going all out. I'm going all out for you guys. I'm going all out for you guys. That's what it is.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. It's a pleasure to have you tonight. Let me just start off asking, so what was the inspiration behind Be Lansing? I did look into it. Looks excellent. Looks like a one-stop shop for so many different tools. But give the viewers a little insight about it.
Oh yeah, okay. So excellent question. And first of all, I really enjoyed listening to the segment that you all were just having. I mean, very powerful conversation, excellent points. I mean, these are things that I think definitely need to be heard, and these are conversations we need to be having, as opposed to many of the other things. I think these conversations add value and create change and progress and all those things that we need, amongst our youth and even amongst, our older, crowd like myself. So I really enjoyed listening in. I didn't catch all of it, but I caught a part of it. So I just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
Second, thanks for having me on. Very excited to be here. Belancing.com. It is a freelancing platform, very similar to some of the other platforms that are out there today. I've been in technology for 20 years and moved to Atlanta, originally from Cleveland, Ohio, came down to Atlanta for college. And upon graduation, went straight into technology. And this is back in, it was 100 years ago because, like I said, I'm a gray hair. I got grays for a reason. And, so right out of the gate, I began freelancing. And this was during the period of time when companies didn't have websites. And there was this gold rush for companies that wanted to get online. Everybody had to get online. And so I started developing websites for businesses. And I've been freelancing ever since. The reason why I started Belancing.com is there's several reasons. Number one is I felt like when I work with a lot of the existing platforms, I have for many, many years. And what I found was they've become these massive jungles, if you will, of just so many freelancers, so many people. When you post a job, just people coming at you. All of them have 5-star reviews. You can't really tell who's quality, who's not. And so I felt like there was a need for a niche offering that focused very, very heavily on service. And what I like to say is, creating the Chick-fil-A to the McDonald's Burger King. When Chick-fil-A came out, people were saying, well, you're just going to sell chicken. There's already Burger King, they sell chicken. There's already McDonald's, they sell chicken. They're everywhere. The differentiator with Chick-fil-A was, as almost probably all of us know, every time you go there, the person greets you with a smile. The food is hot, it's warm, the order is right. And even though the line is all the way around the building, you will probably get through that line faster than some of the other spots that only have 3 cars in the line. So they focused on service. And that, to me, proved that if you do that, especially the way some of these marketplaces are today, you could create some value, you could create a niche, and you could deliver something a little bit differently in the marketplace. So that was one of the main things that I felt I could be a differentiator by creating this platform. And there's so many other reasons. I'm sure you all have a number of questions. There was really no Black-owned platform in the space. My 20 years in technology, I started at the very bottom, at the very, very bottom. And over the 20 years, I worked my way upwards to become a VP in one of the largest financial technology companies in the world. And this is managing, multi-billion-dollar platforms. And so I felt like, okay, I've done that. I've achieved what I wanted to in my personal career. I want to take all that stuff that I learned and apply it to something and build something, for myself, for my family, for the community, for the marketplace, for all the right reasons, for all the reasons that all you guys know. And I felt like freelancing was a good place. It can create jobs. It, can create value. It can allow the dollars to circulate. I mean, just all the things that we talk about all the time. It had all those things inside of it. And I felt like it was just the right time to do it. So that was a long answer, but I felt like I had to touch on all that to give you all the context of, well, why did I do it?
No, that was it. Like, so your company is almost like Upwork, right? Upwork is something similar.
Same concept, very same premise, very same concept as those platforms.
Okay, so any difference in your company compared to them?
Well, I mean, like I said, the main thing is, so many people right now, freelancing is still relatively new in terms of using platforms to do it. Most freelancing today still occurs offline, believe it or not. It's growing very quickly. And, what I'm finding is a lot of businesses don't know how to engage in those marketplaces. If you have, a truck driving company, or if you do real estate and you want a website, or you have an idea for a mobile app, or you need somebody to manage your social media, you don't necessarily know all the questions to ask, when you go to do something like that. And what's happening now is a lot of people are hiring people, they're spinning their wheels, they're not really getting what they thought they were going to get. And either A, they're walking away, or B, they're having to do it multiple times to get it right. So, like I said, the difference in B-Lansing is we are very high touch, very high quality. We spend a lot of time with the clients that come on the platform. We help them. We have a concierge service where you can come on and say, look, I don't know anything about this, but I want to tell you what I want. And then we will take that information, pull the freelancers in, and manage the project for you, or let you partner with us to manage the project. So it's all, to me, about better service, creating kind of a boutique offering, and allowing people to make sure they get what they pay for.
Fantastic, yeah. Rasul. Listen, let's say I'm a freelancer, and I want to use I'm always looking for different sites or different opportunities. How can I use your site? What's the best way to use your site for me to get my best job on the network or whatever like that? What would your advice be to me?
Yeah, well, I'll say this, and I'm going to even broaden that question a little bit. Right. I feel like, my personal belief is that over the next 5 to 7 years, freelancing as a common practice amongst regular everyday people will become as common as driving an Uber or selling furniture on eBay. And it's just the awareness and understanding how to do it. A lot of people feel like, well, I don't build websites, so that's more of a technology thing, but really it's not. If you have somebody that knows how to answer a phone and check email, they could be a virtual assistant and charge $20 a day. And oh, by the way, they have 10 clients, and it's not that hard to do. And that's just checking, email and answering the phone, because there are a lot of people, your podcast might be one of them, who say, you're getting a lot of email traffic. You can't really manage it all. You want to have a phone that somebody answers. And, it's easier just to hire a virtual assistant, let them do that. It's affordable. So there are any number of things that regular people can do in order to create revenue, create an alternate means of income for themselves. So to answer your question, anyone can go to blansing.com today and you just register. It's very quick. It's very easy. There's a follow-up email that comes out that, gives you some pointers on what you can do to make sure you're engaging the clients properly. I mean, believe it or not, all freelancers really don't know how to deal with clients. They don't really know how to make sure they're communicating effectively. Some people just have a skill. So, one of my goals is to educate freelancers on how to do it right, and to, kind of maintain the integrity of the marketplace to make sure, like I said, everybody has a better client customer experience. I mean, that's the thing that we focus on.
We have a comment here. It says, I've noticed with other platforms, the level of service and output ranges and isn't consistent. How do you safeguard your site to ensure the clients receive consistent service?
Yeah, that's a phenomenal question. And that's exactly what we were talking about a bit earlier, is that, some of the platforms, quite frankly, in my opinion, they become too large. And there's too many people on there. You can't tell who's who, what's what. And so it's hit or miss on whether or not you get what you want. We talk to the freelancers. We actually communicate with them. I communicate with many of them myself. And then also with the clients. We spend a lot of time dealing with the people who are coming on, who are posting jobs. We answer questions. We try to do our best to make sure that they're getting the questions answered, the responses that they need. And the first thing is, aside from all of that, the money that a person is paying for a job on our platform will not be released until they are satisfied that they got what they, paid for. So we hold that in escrow. And until they say, yes, I got what I wanted, that's when the freelancer actually gets paid. And, that's one of the reasons why I recommend using, we're not the only one with that feature, but that's one of the reasons why I recommend using, a platform like Belancing.com, because if you go out and you do it on your own, it could be like going to the mechanic. You don't really know if you got ripped off or not. The job is done. You have to pay the person. They go on their way. You find out, well, they didn't really do what I wanted to do, but I already gave them money. So, I'm pretty much, it's over for me. So this platform, it helps to safeguard that. And then after you have that relationship, if you want to take the relationship offline, which I absolutely do not mind, to deal with them directly after you have established some level of trust, then so be it. But you can use the platform as a means to establish the relationship, do some work with them, allow them to build up some trust and credibility with you. And then after that, you have a relationship with somebody that, can go on for many, many years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Razul,
go ahead, Rodney.
Razul, would if you had to talk to a young lady or a young man that wanted to get into your field, what kind of skills would you recommending them fine tuning before they get into your field?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. And it depends on, freelancing in general. What I would say is, I think COVID has taught everybody a lesson, aside from the politics and, the vaccine and all that stuff. But people lost their jobs, and people lost their businesses. And what became very clear, and what I think we're seeing right now, is people are reevaluating how they look at their dependency on a single source of income, their dependency on one job. Everybody is taking a step back and saying, well, look, I don't even know if I want to go into the workplace anymore, because I can get more done at home. I could still do a job, but I have time to do something else. And if this job acts funny, if they cut back my hours, if they decide to close, then I'm not just dependent on a stimulus check. I have something else that is substantial that can pay my bills until I can get myself back on my feet. So, that's why I say I think it's for everybody. What somebody needs to do in order to do it is look at what they can do. If you're a technologist, then you kind of know what area you're in. If you're a developer, if you build websites, if you do social media, if you do graphic design, if you make beats, if you do podcast engineering, I mean, you kind of know your lane. If you're a person that's just a regular everyday person, well, do you know Microsoft Excel? Do you know how to do data entry? All these things are things that are needed in the freelancing space. The main thing you want to focus on, to answer the question very, very specifically, is your customer engagement. The better you communicate with your customer, the better you define your service up front. You make sure you all are both on the same page with what exactly is going to be delivered. Then you know exactly what is going on. And the more often you communicate, the better. There's a lot that you can do to get started, but what I have seen in my experience is the communication and focus on the customer is the thing that people forget about. They just go straight into doing the job. And you meet them a week later and find out, well, that's not really what I thought you were going to be doing. And now you have to start over, and it creates a bad experience.
So how does the response from the Black community and the Black freelancers, how they responded to you since you started it?
Yeah, I mean, interestingly enough, we haven't used a lot of money for marketing. I've been funding this primarily myself, to be honest with you. But in a very short period of time, we have thousands of freelancers on the platform. And so nobody that I've met has said it's a bad idea. In fact, everybody has been supportive of it and said, wow, why didn't we have this before? How can we be involved? How can we use it? I need to be on it. So right now, it's really about getting the word out. It's about, spreading it and making more people aware that it exists, because the response in our community, I've been very, very happy to see that the response has been very, very good. You never know sometimes. Sometimes we go left when we should go right. But in this case, I've seen the response it's been phenomenal.
Razul, give the audience an insight to, you say you went to school in Atlanta to your alma mater, and how much of that experience helped you get where you are today.
What school you went to, bro?
Yeah, I went to Morris Brown.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. See, historical black college brother. Okay.
I went to Morris Brown, and that experience changed my life. I'll be honest with you. You get so much. The way the professors interact with you, the entire environment is so just supportive. It's so progressive. You see people learning. You see people doing it. And then from there, I got into technology straight out of that. So being in Atlanta for 20 years, Atlanta is one of the best cities in the world, in my opinion. And from that perspective, and it's just been a great experience so far being here.
Atlanta's all right. Y'all a little bugged out with 2020. I don't know. Y'all, one thing I gave it to y'all. Y'all got some good lemon pepper wings, and you got good ladies of leisure. Y'all number one in that.
It has gotten a little bit crazy. I will give you that.
Heard of ladies of leisure, lemon pepper wings in my spot, man.
Let me ask you one more, Razu. Let me ask you one more. It always seems, and we ask anybody that's into tech, it always seems like there's some type of self-imposed artificial restraint when it comes to the Black community and technology. Like we're almost intimidated by the field. Do you find that we're not really big in the tech industry?
I do. I mean, I think it's a matter of exposure. Like I said, for myself, being an executive in a Fortune 500 company, and to be honest with you, I was younger than most of my peers, almost all the time. It allowed me to help people that may not have gotten the opportunity. It allowed me to put the word in and say, yeah, that's the person for the job. And we need that, because if you don't get exposure to those types of positions, you will never learn how to do them. I don't care, how smart you are. You have to get a chance to do it in order to be able to do it. And a lot of times they say, well, you don't have experience. So, but we see a lot of other people getting opportunities that didn't have previous experience, but they said, yeah, well, they'll learn when they get in there. So, being a leader in the technology space, I have seen the benefit of, being in that position. A lot of times people, kind of talk down about having jobs and et cetera, but we need people in those positions, because there are a lot of people coming up that they will not get the opportunity if we are not in those positions to open the door, to show them how things go, to show them how to play the game, and to show them how to put themselves in a position to get promoted and fulfill their career aspirations. So there is some intimidation, and I think public speaking is one of the areas that a lot of people, not just Black, but need to focus on if you're going to start a business or if you're going to have a career, because at a certain level, I see that is a key differentiator between what makes a person successful and what makes a person have to get left behind.
You mentioned something. You mentioned about success, and I actually bought your book, The Coffee Strategy. All right, just really quickly, can you explain what the coffee strategy is?
Yeah, absolutely. I wrote that book back in 2016, and I didn't really do it to make any money or to be a bestseller or anything like. It was more of it was more of a capstone. I had accomplished at that time what I wanted to accomplish in my career, and so I wanted to do something to incorporate the lessons, the techniques, the things that I learned along the way. I wanted to do something to put that so I would remember it, so maybe I could pass it to my children and etc. And so I decided to. My mother's a writer, so I love to write, and I just decided to put it into a book form. The entire premise behind the title is what I found is what a lot of people forget in their career is doesn't matter really how smart you are, doesn't really matter really how good you are at the thing that you're doing. You have to understand the power of relationships. And that is true whether it's in a career or if you're starting a business. And so the coffee strategy is all around, if you're trying to meet somebody for the first time, they are much more likely to accept a coffee meeting, meet me to have coffee, as opposed to you inviting them to have dinner or you inviting them to have lunch. A coffee conversation could be 10 minutes or it could be 2 hours, depending on how it goes. If you invite somebody to dinner, they know they're locked in for at least an hour. So it was all centered around, what's your coffee strategy? How are you leveraging the coffee house, creating relationships, reaching out to build and establish new relationships, to further your career and to further your business. So that's what the title is all about. What's your coffee strategy?
The brother, man, we love that you came on, man. Tell people about this. Where can they find you at? And the name of that book one more time.
Name of the book is What's Your Coffee Strategy? Go to belancing.com to get involved in freelancing. If you buy or sell any service, if you have a skill, go in there, register. If you need a freelancer, go to belancing.com and hire freelancers on belancing.com. I appreciate you brothers having me on. It's been a pleasure, and I've enjoyed having this conversation.
Thank you, bro.
It's been a pleasure for us as well.
Listen, man, when I come to have a meeting with you in Atlanta, I want to have it at Magic City. I want no damn coffee. I don't want no coffee. I want the tip drill. I want the tip drill. I want the tip drill.
Brother, we were so close.
Kelvin, I knew we weren't going to make it. There's no way.
Let me ask one last thing. I'll say one last thing I want to ask. When I was we're probably around the same age, years ago, Morris Brown got in a little trouble, and it was an issue whether Morris Brown would stay open or not. I think the schools rallied. So could you just let us know an update on the status of Morris Brown, or where Morris Brown stands today?
There unfortunately there was some issues when I was there. And within 3 years, there were 4 different presidents, and all of them got kicked out for the same reason. And it was unfortunate. There was a lot of kind of mismanagement going on, some funny money stuff, and so they lost their accreditation because of it. But from what I understand, here in the past 18 months, they have regained their accreditation, and they're soon to be back open. It's an historical. It's one of our gems. It's one of our pillars in our community. I mean, thousands of people have graduated and gone on to do great things from our community, from that system. And so I was just so happy that they've got back on track, and the AUC is now recomplete, and they're going to start pushing students back through the university there.
Excellent. Thank you.
That's what's up, man.
Continue success, my brother.
Keep doing what you're doing, man. We love you, brother. Keep doing what you do, brother. Salute to you, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, man.
All right. Peace. Okay. There we go, man.
Yo,
that
it would have been perfect if my man had came out while you had that close up.
I know.
Show on top, right?
Yo, shout out to our brother Razul, man. Like I said, another brother trying to make tech sexy. Entrepreneurship, black-owned business. We got to support that. If you know any freelancers out there, go to the brother page, man. Get a job. If you need some help, go to the brother's page, man. So I'm glad that we having this. We're gonna make this sexy. Everybody can have a wicked jump shop and sell crack rock. We're gonna use our brain in this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to the brother right there, man. Speaking of people that might need a new job and career, Manny Pacquiao. We don't play boxing. Jamie, can you play the video of the Manny Pacquiao, what just happened to this brother?
Yes.
His wife, his eyes are shut by, what's his brother's name? How you say Derik?
Your Dennis Ugas.
Your Dennis Ugas. Shut this man's eyes shut. Now he looking like Ray Charles. So,
he probably has a broken nose. Usually when both eyes shut like that, it's probably pressure from the broken nose.
Oh, man.
Woo. Man, that's bad.
Yeah.
But guess what?
What? This
is what Manny Pacquiao does. This is the life of boxing. And his wife knows what she signed up for, and she's holding him down. I like to see that, when you have a mate or a spouse that basically is in the trenches with you through and through. I commend his wife for holding him down like that.
Yeah, because she has a bad spinning habit. That's why he probably still got to fight at the age of 42. That's what it is. Goddamn.
Well, shoes in the Melda Marcos, man. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I just think there's a time, especially once you've made the money, to get out of the ring. There's no reason you can get killed in a boxing ring, and there's
she watched him become 42 years old. She watched him be 42 years old.
There's no reason to stay in the ring. I mean, I mean, everybody has their right to retire when they'd like to, but it's just so dangerous at this point. You're not going to be able to keep up with younger men that's half your age. some of these kids weren't born when he started fighting. So if you can make the money and get out of the game, get out of the game. And I don't know why. There's no reason to be sitting there 42 years old with a speed knot on your head.
It's looking like that, man.
No,
listen,
like,
man.
He's lumpy one.
A whole lot of love.
I tell people all the time, Father Time is undefeated. It's going to catch.
That motherfucker knocking everybody out, Father Time.
Father Time is undefeated, man. That guy's the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, man. But Manny Pacquiao was a fantastic fighter, a legendary fighter, Hall of Fame, first ballot. And he's been in there with the best of them. I'm a huge Manny Pacquiao fan. I have been for a long, long time. There was no way he was going to beat your Dennis Ugas's behind, though, man. I automatically knew this was going to look ugly.
The thing you said, Derek, first ballot Hall of Famer. He should be in the Hall of Fame already. He should.
Right.
That's right. And see, let me tell you something. You guys don't know this probably. I'm one of the great handball players of our time. One of the great. I'm not joking. I'm one of the great handball players. And so, a couple of years I came out of retirement, obviously because of public demand, and I played somebody. I did beat the person. Now there's another gentleman from the Bronx who wants to challenge me. He's about 14 years younger than me. I'm coming out of retirement one more time. Now people look at it like, because I mean, if you think about it, you always think of Muhammad Ali for boxing, Jordan for basketball, me for handball, Tiger for golf. Everybody thinks that. But what I'm saying is, I should be retired now, but I'm coming out of retirement because I've got to go and represent. He's from the Bronx, and I got to represent Long Island where I grew up playing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he's going to get that work, and he's going to lose, but I shouldn't be out there anymore. I'm just doing it for the fans in popular demand and stuff like that. So, but as far as Pacquiao, it's different. I'm not going to end up with a speed knot, and I'm going to win. So that's going to be different. But it's hard to walk away. But
what you're going to end up with is some bad knees, bad back, sore elbow. It's okay.
Thank you for the encouragement from the staff. I want y'all to be out there and cover it too. I'm going to break it right here on the show. I want y'all to cover it.
So pretty much we're going to have two people on a Let's Chop It Up panel with torn meniscus.
Yeah, my joint is on fire. When y'all see me going like this, I'm trying to pull this knee brace up.
So you know what, D? Don't get your meniscus fixed until Calvin finishes game.
You're going to get a discount.
You might be able to get a discount for 2 meniscus. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. I want y'all to work on y'all encouragement skills because, you know what I'm saying? y'all got the discouragement down pat. But
now we keep it 100 on Let's Chop It Up.
Oh, man. But speaking of boxing, man, boxing to me, man, is, and I know, and this is Derek's heart, I think boxing is falling off for me big time because now you're talking about, what's his name? Brandon Marshall just challenged T.O., say, I got $2 million, man, we could fight each other. And it's more celebrities and internet people getting to fighting. Boxing is falling off to me. The main fighters who are trained to boxing that is 14, 15 years old, they're not getting these fights, and they're not going to come to see them as they come to see these entertainers and these YouTubers.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you something. What's going to happen, and this is what I keep saying, what's going to happen is boxing is going to have to change the way it promotes. That's just it. It's all it's all internet now. You know what I mean? These guys have nothing to do with boxing past the fact that they're big stars. They already had they come from other places. They all have huge social media followings, and it means nothing. They go in there and they fight. People want to see a fight. They want, they're interested in the spectacle. But that's not boxing. None of that is boxing. Boxing is, boxing is something different. It's the sweet science. You have dedicated people coming in there. Dedicated world-class athletes. Practicing their craft and training forever. And that's boxing. The people that take it serious. I will say on one level though, Jake Paul, he is taking it serious. It seems. He's still not. He's the equivalent of a prospect right now, But he's making superstar money. That's because of his following on social media. But the promoters are going to have to change. The promotions are going to have to change in boxing. Nobody ever went to a boxing match to watch promoters fight, so they're going to have to give more agency to the fighters. That's all I'm saying.
I think today, and I think a lot of sports are. It is very hard to survive without the casual fan. true fan
Yeah.
will come to see superstars. And
Yeah.
so I think what boxing is sold its soul to say, we'll take the gimmick to try to draw the fan. And
Correct.
a purist like you, Derik, I feel bad for someone because I grew up watching Sugar Ray Leonard and Hagler and Hearns, and I watched the Mike Tyson era. I hung around for the Mayweather. After that, I pretty much have lost interest. And so I just think they need somebody that they can come out front and center that are like, when I think of the NBA, you think of the star immediately. Think of somebody that's kind of the face of the sport, and I don't know that they're the face of the sport anymore.
You're never going to have that again in any, like, you're never going to have that. That's what's going to happen is I liken boxing to what happened with the music industry. All right. What happened was distribution and everything used to be very centralized, right? You know, from distribution to even to marketing, everything was centralized. When the internet came and online music happened and downloads happened, they didn't know what was going to happen. You know, no one knew how were the record companies going to make money? How are people going to make money? There was an adjustment period. The same thing has to go with boxing right now. You know, they have to learn how to look at the new technology. Listen, why do you think Mayweather, right? Remember, he started buddying up with Justin Bieber. Why was that? Because Justin Bieber had 1 million or several million, you know, fans on social media, right? And he was bringing the eyeballs out to Mayweather. You know what I mean? And so he was really on the cusp, on the cutting edge of understanding what it was going to take to be a promoter in boxing moving forward. And the old guard and the old media, which is in bed with old media, traditional media, they haven't caught on to that yet. And to me, when I see a situation like Jake Paul, that just shows me that if you're on your game, if you do proper promotion, if you learn how things operate, the sky's the limit. There's no reason why an Errol Spence or one of these other larger names can't come out and do even greater numbers, because they'll not only have the casual fan, but they also have purists like me. They just have to learn how to adjust.
The thing with that is they don't have the it factor, and boxing don't have no one with an it factor in boxing.
Well, you know what?
No one has the it factor in boxing.
The thing is, what I see is there are no household name boxers anymore. Mm-hmm. None. There's nobody that basically you can instantly say their name in the average household and they know who they are.
You can't have a fight party. You don't have no fight parties. No fight party after.
Yeah, you don't even have fight parties no more.
Yeah, because
the thing is, like I say, that we had this conversation numerous times. I clearly still stand that boxing, true boxing, is really in trouble and it's going to die off. The thing is, as you were starting to see momentum for something new. My prediction is we're going to see, like we already seen YouTubers doing it. We're going to start to see rappers doing it. We're going to start to see athletes doing it, because those people draw more people than actual boxers now. So that's the future. We're going to see people getting off the couch, making millions of dollar checks just because they're famed on social media, because they make records, or because they catch touchdowns. And that's what people are going to be looking for.
I'll tell you what, when they kill boxing, they'll probably get into MMA. You'll see they're killing MMA as well. You know what I mean? Because
it is hurting MMA to a certain degree, because what it's showing is, so far, an MMA fighter has not won a boxing match yet. So
I'm just saying completely different, completely separate. Just, you know, let's say the same.
Boxing's going first. Trust me, it's going first.
Okay, that's fine. But then MMA is second, and what's next? Tennis. You know what I mean? I
doubt if the other sports would do that. I doubt if
you're not going to be effective.
It has nothing to do with that. So I'm saying what we're seeing has nothing.
No. What I'm saying is those sports can hold their own. They will never, because you got celebrity. I'm going to move on. Celebrities play golf, and it's a celebrity golf match. They will never take over how boxing is. Boxing is sad right now, very sad. And I agree with Rodney 1,000% if that's what's going to happen to boxing. If they got to get a star. Tennis will always have a star. Tennis will always have. Baseball will always have a star.
Tennis has traditional media. Tennis has you have what is it, the PGA? Not the PGA. Whatever it is.
I know.
You have different leagues. The problem is boxing doesn't have a league, and so it's not centralized. So they can't get with traditional media and make the superstar. You know, everyone's an independent agent and it's fraction.
Yeah, I don't want to stay on boxing too much longer.
That's fine.
Let's get more. One thing I want to say is, if goddamn Kelvin need to pay his minutes so his damn Wi-Fi can start working. That's one thing we're gonna say.
My Wi-Fi working great. I thought it was good.
Now your Wi-Fi is choppy, boy. That cricket,
Again?
yeah, man. You got Metro PCS and Cricket as your Wi-Fi carriers, man.
The whole show.
Open on, man. You open on, man.
But I think you got a hanger on your router. You can't do that. You can't put a hanger on the router. And another thing, stop sticking the router out the window. Bring it in the house. Look, he's frozen now. He's frozen right now. Look at him, he's frozen right now.
Right now. Q. Oh my God.
Oh, man.
Yo, Kelvin,
Is that a selfie? He took a selfie.
You can't buy Wi-Fi at the barbershop, bro.
Nah, you can't do it. You can't do it. Yo, you got to upgrade, man. You got to upgrade.
Compton swap meets. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, he's gone. Yeah, he ran out of minutes.
Got to go to a check cashing spot, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bishop Sycamore High School football scandal leaves kids shortchanged. So people don't know it's this high school that was made up. And they went to play these games where they had players of former junior college players and all the type of stuff like that. And they were going around setting up these games that got on ESPN. And this wasn't even a school. It was all made up. And they was getting their ass kicked. They got their ass kicked by some high school kids. I think it was 50-something to zip at one point. I don't even know if they even scored a touchdown against these kids. I wish we had video of this, but it's hilarious. Any thoughts on this, gentleman?
So wait, let me get this straight. It's a made-up team.
Made-up school.
Made-up school, and they're undefeated.
No, hell no. They can't win.
Defeated. They
can't win.
Oh, okay. So I was confused. I thought they would. So they can't find nobody to play them.
No, they got old dudes like us out there trying to play high school kids, and they just running all over them.
See, that's what I'm saying. The mockery, people making mockeries of sports. It's just crazy. I don't even know what to say to something like that.
Yeah, me either, man. It's horrible scandal going on, man.
Old middle-aged dudes, man, living the dream again, right? You know what I mean? So trying to relive the glory again. Kelvin spends on the phone with his credit card company.
Yeah,
he should be on the phone with
he should be on the Wi-Fi company. Fact.
Exactly.
Fact.
Yeah,
oh, man. But moving on, man. Two Rikers Island units go more than 24 hours without guards. And so people don't know, Rikers Island in New York City is a correctional facility in New York City. And what was reported by this rapper that they was taking over, there was no guards there. This weekend I was at a barbecue and I was talking to a CEO that also works in the control center, and they stated that there wasn't any guards. This is actually true, that the inmates are running a section of Rikers Island where the inmates are actually sleeping in the hallways now. They have to sleep in the cells. They answer certain phones. They set up the food. They set up the visits. Thoughts, gentlemen?
Well, I'm going to lean towards the reason probably is because the city doesn't hire enough correctional officers.
And that's what happened. That's the thing they said. A lot of people retire, and they're trying to offer correctional officers that retire to come back.
Correct. The thing is, I remember back when I was on the job, there was always a shortage of correctional officers. See, people don't understand that. Like, people think like correctional officers are hired like police officers. That's not the case, right? Welcome back, Kelvin.
Welcome back,
my brother.
And the thing is, too, like the police department is a political pawn, right? People want to see police officers on the street. People don't know or care about correctional officers existing because they're in the jails. So when politicians do hiring, they hire more cops because that's a political pawn, the police department. The correction department doesn't get the same accolades. So there's always going to be a shortage of correction officers.
Yeah, and I reminded those photo ops where you see the politician with the police all behind him. You know what I mean? You never see that with correction officers. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's never the same
very
thing.
True.
Yeah.
I never thought about that.
It is true. Like I told you, they use the police department as a political pawn, and people feel if they have a politician, I'm going to hire more police. I'm going to put more police on the street or whatever. Right. People feel safer. Yeah. But they don't. People don't care about whether there's correction officers.
And the oversight board is saying they're raising alarm because the jails is getting more suicides too now.
Yeah,
you don't have the COs there, and the COs are overworked. They're doing triples, and they're not getting paid triple. They only get paid for the two, and then try to give them comp time. And then, and people are going out sick. It's crazy in the country.
Let me tell you something. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here, but I'm going to say that probably correction officers are probably one of the most overworked professions there is in probably New York City, because
I guarantee it. I
the
probably
overtime that they make, because they get locked in. If something happens in the jail, they get locked in.
I know. I worked immigration corrections. I know.
Yeah,
things out,
they won't go home
before.
for 2 days or something like that. I mean, it's crazy, but that's why the correction officer's parking lot looks like a car show, because they got the 5 cars. They got 5 cars,
and they all sleep with each other.
No,
well, no, I don't want to say that. Allegedly, but other people sleep with each other on other jobs too.
But they do it the most. But they do it the most. Allegedly, they do it the most. Allegedly.
There was yeah.
And they sleep with the inmates, allegedly.
Yo, you know what?
No, man, listen, I'm gonna tell the truth. My cousin married his CO. I'll keep it a buck.
What you say?
My cousin married his CO.
Your cousin was in jail and married the CO.
Female CO, yes.
Wow.
So I know what goes on down there in the little.
She didn't get fired?
Absolutely.
Okay. Wow, what you do for love, right?
Hey, man, listen, man. Hey, that's what you're trying to say.
First of all, I want to tell you guys something.
Go ahead.
I think there's been a lot of Wi-Fi shaming going on this show. That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say. That's all I want to say.
Oh man, man, you got that Wi-Fi with them stringing cups. I told you about it. You got upgrade. We got fiber optic nowadays. Fiber optic lines, man. Let me see. Chicago police lieutenant charged with shoving a flashlight in a teen's buttocks.
Okay, yeah.
Gentlemen, thoughts? Because this reminds me of another case back in the day. Anybody want?
Yeah, Abner Louima. Yeah, it's like another Abner Louima situation. You know, what is it about these perverted ass people that I don't know what it is? We put them in charge. We put badges on them or put authority on them, and then they just take that power trip and just start to act out. You know, that's an assault. That's a sexual assault in my book. And there's no way that person gets to keep the job, as far as I'm concerned. And in fact, there's no way that a person gets to stay out of jail. You know, if you're asking me. So I don't know what goes into personality. Maybe Rodney can have seen it before, could speak to the mentality, but it's alien to me, man. You know.
I mean, I've never seen nobody do that in my career. But the thing is, people have to understand that just because it's the police department, it's just like any other job. There are people that just should not be there. It's like, you work at your job and you got that guy at your job. He does nothing. He F's up all the time. And it's the same thing. But the problem, which is more disturbing about this guy's a lieutenant. He's a supervisor.
Right.
So then this is what I say about people setting the tone of the culture of policing.
It's a power trip.
Yeah, well, you have obviously a reckless supervisor that is showing his subordinates, this is how you behave. So this carries on amongst the lower subordinates, and then they go out to the public and they emulate the same thing that the supervisor is doing because he's setting the tone. So like I said, and I know it's in law enforcement too, once you gain certain ranks, especially from lieutenant on, they tend to always kind of favor you or take care of you. Like when I was on a job, once you make lieutenant, your shirt turns white. So in a lot of cases, people had white shirt immunity. They basically, because they were a supervisor, the job would protect them more and always give them the benefit of the doubt. And that needs to change. You know what I mean? It needs to change severely. When somebody's not appropriate in conducting themselves as a supervisor, they should be removed. But the job doesn't do that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just think it's amazing, man. I can't really speak to it. I think the power trip is just an alien thing to me, and that's the only thing I can understand it as, just a complete power trip, and the dehumanization of people. Just, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what it takes, what takes the mind to get there.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to. Your mind's not gonna be able to rationalize it.
I can't wrap my mind around it.
Yeah, if you have a hatred for people that you police, I always ask this question: why do you want this job? I think that's very, very important. And I think there's probably a myriad of answers, but the actual reason why you want to be in this position, I would think if you wanted to lord over somebody, this would be the perfect job for you, especially if there's a group of people that you have disdain for. And that may be the case in some situations. You know what I mean? And so for you to be able to do something like this, and as Rodney said, to be a supervisor, I mean, it's inexcusable. It's reprehensible. It's so many words that you could say there, but I mean, this is absolutely worse. You know, it's like bringing slavery back.
I said it once on this show. If you want to see a person's true character, put him in a position of power, and you'll see his true character.
Yeah, right.
He's showing exactly who he is. That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah. What does the union do on this now? You know,
Protect him.
Yeah. And they have to protect him.
Well, they have to protect him. He pays union dues. He's part of a union, and that's what they do. You know.
Sick world we live in. Sick world.
Yeah. I mean, let's go back to the buck breaking. That's all it comes down to.
Wow.
But you know what, D? You gotta sing your song.
But try Jesus. don't try me.
Don't try me.
Yeah. From what I understand, the young man basically, I think he was involved in a carjacking or something like this, and this incident happened after he was apprehended already, and he was in handcuffs.
Yeah, because he had his clothes on.
Yeah, he had his clothes on, and he did this, and I think they, according to allegedly, he made a remark. Well, this is what happens when you carjack people. The thing is, like the era that I came up in law enforcement, once those cuffs were on, the game was over. You didn't put your hands on nobody after that. They're already in custody. That's it. It's over, you know. But I guess he figured that he wanted to show everybody he could take it to another level.
Did he take it to another level? God damn. I mean, shit.
The new breed of cop. It sounds like you got a new breed of criminal. You got a new breed of cop.
Yeah, there's still an investigation going on, but I'm kind of leaning towards maybe somebody on the scene may have told. That's how this whole case probably started. And he didn't have to pay a bond either to get out. He's out on his own recognizance.
Wow. Okay. Well, speaking of butt breaking, Lil Nas X trolls Drake with an album pregnancy announcement pic. So,
there's your boy.
That's Kelvin.
There's your boy.
$5 grand.
I really think y'all do this just because y'all know how I feel about it. I think y'all do this on purpose.
So
I think every week there's a story with him.
Kelvin, I'm going to let you mill it over. Let me go first, and then you go next, and that way you can build it up so you can have a whole bunch to say.
Man.
I mean, let's be honest here. Are we noticing a pattern here where certain Black artists have to do extreme things in order to get attention? And it's not based on talent anymore. Exactly. This is about how extreme you can go. Like we had this thing with Lizzo, we got this thing with him. It seems to me like these record companies are just basically making you make a total fool of yourself so that you can sell records and get attention and make money. To me, I don't understand how a person could allow somebody to use them like that.
Yeah. Look, haven't we seen this before though? You know, this with you know, we can go back to the 80s or the 90s with Madonna. Can't wait with the cones on the titties and all that other kind of crap. You know, I mean, it's not the same.
Yeah, nothing to this.
Seriousness is not on the same level, but it's the same basic concept. You know, trying to do something controversial. And you know, he has a backing that will afford him this type of action. Well, he has the backing. I think it's the backing that's pushing this type of action. That's what Rodney's talking about.
Correct,
you know,
correct.
They're actually
the people behind them is encouraging this. They're basically saying, "Hey, we're going to go extreme as possible."
Oh yeah.
So you can just
they're paying for the photographs and everything. Correct. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean. So absolutely.
But that's my thing. Like the thing is, like for a while, it might be some of this new rap era. It was the talent. Like the reason why you got these people with the verses and these older artists haven't made records in years is because they talent, and they talent brought them back to being relevant.
They made hits.
Yeah, he made hits. He made a hit one that he probably has a fear that I can never make nothing that big again.
Never duplicate
and
that
again.
So only thing he's doing now, he's letting them show out his sexuality. Yeah, it might be cool, help little kids that's trying to identify and figure out who they are. But brother, like come back to what you got into the game for. Wasn't it the art of music first? Now it's about what can I do, like you said, Ron, for the shock value? Like, come on, how much? Like, when you said it's like every few weeks he's doing something, but it's never about music. Every few weeks it's about
and it's gimmicky. It's gimmicky. That's it. So
correct. And like, Lizzo, everything is just shock value. That's all it is. No talent at all.
And the thing is, like, even when he did the video with the devil doing all that humping around and all that kind of stuff like that, that song never made to radio compared to his Old Town Road. We heard Old Town Road everywhere. So you know what I'm saying? So like, it's like you only do it for shock value. After a while, people gonna come numb to it and say that ain't cool. Give us something else.
And then they wind up on social media crying, talking about, oh, black people not supporting me. No, we don't support the fuckery, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Anybody that bases their thing on shock, just like shock jocks, eventually you're gonna have to reinvent yourself because, like Dee said, it becomes normalized then. And so this is just another antic. It's just, more gimmicks. Like, I remember years ago, everybody knew when Madonna was trying to sell a record, she'd go to war with the Catholic Church. And so one of her last albums, she said something one time about the Catholic Church. They asked the Catholic Church, like, what do you think about Madonna? He's like, we don't care. They actually literally was like, we don't care. Like, they wouldn't even take the bait. And I know she would have used that as controversy. They really, like, it doesn't even matter at this point. And I think with him, I don't care. I mean, like, I don't even think about him, in other words, unless he does something stupid like this and I'm forced to think about him. But other than that, he's with J.R. Smith is to me like two people that just can't stand.
How you feel to J.R. Smith?
I know that's not even fair to J.R. Smith. I'm just saying certain people that are in me is like the Kardashians. Like, I just don't care. I just don't want to see it. I've just had enough of your contribution to this world. Makes me want to hurl.
Yeah, man.
What I'm concerned about with this type of behavior is that he has to realize he's setting a tone for future artists coming up.
I don't think he cares.
No, you're right. I don't think he cares.
Kids say,
but the thing is,
this whole thing, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. I just want to make money. But the thing is, I think this is what the record companies are going to do with future artists. They're going to see, well, hey, are you willing to do this? Are you willing to do that? And they're only going to do it with young black artists. So it's going to be based on how much you're willing to sell yourself out in order to be successful.
He might actually become the standard. Like, this might actually become the standard for.
I think him and Lizzo. Lizzo is the standard for black females, and he's the standard for young black men. That's basically what I see.
There, we got a comment right there.
Yeah, kids sang Old Town. Kids can't sing that devil shit. That's the difference. Old Town was catchy until people figured it out. Yeah, I could definitely dig that. Tim, I saw it earlier. I could definitely dig that. No, I mean, listen, he can never repeat Old Town Road. So, like you said, Rodney, the only thing he can do right now is just ramp up the controversial nature of his image, and just try and, I don't know, trap eyeballs or something. I don't know what you want to call it.
Yeah, it's likes and views. That's what this world is about now.
Yeah. So that's all he's doing right now.
Yeah, but it gets some funny shit. With the sake of time, but this is a funny story. I saw a producer, Jamie, put this in. I didn't even look at the story. So a man uses adhesive instead of a condom and dies. God damn! Like, I mean,
what a weirdo.
He wanted to get it in.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Like, adhesive. Like, I can see if he said, no, I can't find. Let me get a rubber glove. Let me cut one of these rubber gloves. You know what I'm saying? Something like a medical glove. Adhesive tape. Wouldn't that hurt the woman?
Was it tape?
Was it glue?
Was it glue? Was it tape or was it glue?
I think it's tape. So
no, it's glue. I think it was glue he did it with.
Oh, I didn't know. Glue.
Yeah. So
why in the world would you put glue on your joint?
I think I know about the story. Okay. We're talking about two people that were on drugs and they wanted to engage in sex. And they were glue sniffers. I think they used to use the glue to sniff. So they decided to use. They decided
huffers, right? That's the term for
something like that. Yeah, right? They decided to use the glue on his personal parts to
win the Darwin Award. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. I don't care how high you are. I don't know how somebody could talk you into something like that. But
well, let me say this:
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Whoever they are, whatever race they are never gonna get anywhere. Well, they obviously won't. I mean, so
he put the glue to have sex with the girls, or he just put the glue.
He thought that.
So he wanted to stick around with her. He wanted to stick around with her. Baby, let's stick this out. we get in a sticky situation.
Oh, God. We got to stick together.
Please, everybody, direct your comments to everybody else. I didn't say anything. Direct your comments.
I got to bring this up. I don't know if producer Jamie is sleeping, but you didn't get one banner across the bottom the whole show, right?
I gotta admit, they owe you something.
No.
We must have ran out.
Not tonight.
No, the button must be good.
I was on PG-13 tonight.
Okay. They were trying to stick together, and I guess it didn't work out.
That's my man at $5,000 right there, But brothers, man, it's another great show tonight, man. I love you all, people. Please follow, like, and subscribe us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Man, drive that up to 500. Am I doing it? I don't know how it comes on camera. Is it backwards? I go like this? It'll be 500.
$5 million.
We need 8 more people, and let's drive that. After 500, we want to go to 600. After that, we want to go to 7, 8, down to 1,000. All right, I skipped the 9. I know that. Anyway, brothers, I love you guys, man. Catch you later. Please, and comment later. Peace, and peace.